Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to try killing ancient wyverns. Now I know they aren't good. This is not really to test if they are viable or even really that profitable, but I kind of wanted to try killing them anyway. In January, the Dragon Hunter Lance was released, and I think it probably is best in slot at Ancient Wyverns, so I'm going to go ahead and try killing them for 1 hour with the Dragon Hunter Lance. Now, the main problem with the Ancient Wyverns are that they are really tanky. Now, their defense levels were reduced about a year and a half ago from 220 to 150, and in combination with the Dragon Hunter Lance, I think I should be fairly accurate. However, they do a lot of damage, and you can't negate all of it. Their drops are a little lackluster, but all that being said, I'm going to give it a try with a new weapon and see how it goes. Alright guys, I have a bit of a confession to make. I have never gotten a fire cape before. Now before you tear into me and flame me, you should know. Now okay, you should probably do that. It's pretty horrendous that I never got it. I'm not even really sure the reason for it. I just thought it was harder. I didn't realize that the stat bonuses on the fire cape were actually that significant, and I was just putting it off forever. So before I go ahead and make this video, I'm going to go ahead and get my fire cape quickly. Considering the amount of money I have and the range level that I am at, this should be dead easy. Alright, Jad definitely smacked me pretty hard there, but try number 2 is looking much more promising. I think we're going to get it. And finally, after way too long, we have gotten our fire cape. We can now continue on with a little bit less shame in our life. Not entirely shame-free because there's quite a few other really easy achievements that I have not gotten yet. But there's my first Jad kill. We can now equip the fire cape. Ironically, Ancient Wyverns, you probably want to maximize your defense anyway. I still think I should wear the fire cape, but finally. We went ahead and purchased the Dragon Hunter Lance, but I actually can't equip it yet because I haven't completed all of the Barbarian training. For whatever reason, you need to know how to do Barbarian fishing, Barbarian smithing, and Barbarian firemaking before you can equip a lance. Not sure about that one, but I think it has to do with the fact that you need to know how to create a hasta, and the smithing portion is gated behind the other two. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do it quickly, and then we'll be pretty much good to go. Okay, so that is completed. We can now equip the Dragon Hunter Lance. It looks very cool. Doesn't seem very practical as a weapon, but I am pretty excited to give it a try. It did cost me around 85 mil, so it's still a pretty expensive weapon, and it doesn't have a ton of mainstream uses, well, compared to the Dragon Hunter crossbow anyway. Now, as far as my gear setup, well, obviously we're bringing the Dragon Hunter Lance, but on top of that, we want to maximize our defensive bonuses, or the other option is we could bring prayer boosting gear and pray protect from melee and just tank the magic hits. But I think for simplicity's sake, we're going to be bringing just defensive gear. I think overall it's more cost effective. Now for defensive gear, there are a few options. There is Justiciar, which probably is the best, but it is still a bit pricey, and I spent all my money on this stupid lance. So what I'm going to be wearing is Torregs, as it maximizes ranged defense. We're going to be bringing the Ancient Wyvern Shield, because you do need a shield that protects from the Wyverns, and the Ancient Wyvern Shield gives one of the highest defensive bonuses out of those shields. We're going to be bringing our new fire cape. If you're on a Slayer task, obviously bring a Slayer helmet. For boots, Dragon boots are fine, or you can bring even more defensive boots like the Guardian boots or something like that. Anyway guys, we're pretty much all set up. Let's go ahead and kill them for an hour and see what kind of loot we're going to get. Now there are two really easy ways to get here. You can either use the dig site teleport and teleport to the dig site, take the quick travel option to Fossil Island, and then just run a little bit to the east. Or if you take the dig site teleport to Fossil Island, you can take the magic mushroom teleportation method to the Verdant Valley, and then you run a little bit to the north, and you're pretty much in the cave. Now the Ancient Wyverns are located at the end of this slight maze. Now one other thing I forgot to mention is my Slayer level is actually only level 80, but thanks to these wild pies, which are actually pretty decent. I didn't realize they were actually good food. See, right now I can't attack them, but once I eat a wild pie, it boosts your Slayer level by 5. And on top of that, it actually heals 11 HP per bite, which means that per inventory slot, a wild pie heals more than a shark, and it was like the same price. So wild pies actually really aren't that bad, and I do need to boost my Slayer level for a bit longer here. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the Ancient Wyvern drop table. This is where things get a little bit iffy. So there's a bunch of resource drops. To be fair, every drop that the Wyvern has is worth something for the most part, except for unfortunately the very common drop, which end up being worth next to nothing. It drops Numalite a lot, which isn't worth much. It does drop the Wyvern Bone every time, which granted is worth 2k consistently or something like that. But as far as expensive drops, it has the Granite Longsword, the Granite Boots, and the Wyvern Visage. Everything else is kind of a mid-tier resource drop. Now the granite boots are worth about 1.6 mil, but they're dropped at a rate of 1 out of 600, so they're not very common, and the wyvern visage is way worse at 1 out of 10,000. The amount of time it would take to kill 10,000 of these is a bit excessive, I think. When you consider that the draconic visage has a drop rate of 1 out of 10,000 and the wyverns are way easier to kill, kind of makes you wonder. Now, the wyvern visage is worth around 16 mil, so it is worth more, but when you compare the rarity of this item to other expensive drops on drop tables, it doesn't really hold up. In general, I do like this design overall, where you just have one extremely rare item that buffs the overall GP per hour of a monster. Stuff like God Wars I think is perfectly designed content, but the Ancient Wyverns just kind of fall short. Now they are level 82 Slayer mob, so they're not a boss in any way, and really not every monster should be consistent GP per hour. I like the fact that they aren't consistent GP per hour. It's just kind of unfortunate that their rare drops aren't really that valuable. Now there are quite a few nice uncommon drops. For example, we have Onyx Bolt Tips, which could be worth around 100k as an uncommon drop. We have potentially 3 Renar Seeds at once, which I actually do end up getting in this clip somewhere. I get quite a few drops of Runite Ore. They do drop Battle Staves and Seeds and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. We are done with 1 hour of killing the Ancient Wyverns. I think we're going to get around 43 kills if we get this last one here anyway. Okay, come on, Ancient Wyvern Shield, please. Blood runes, alright. Okay, so this is the loot from 1 hour of killing Ancient Wyverns. We killed 43 of the Ancient Wyverns, and that's already a little bit fudging it. We probably got around 40 kills. We just finished up the trip. The best drop we ended up getting was the Onyx Bolt Tips, which granted we did get twice. So I think actually we got a bit lucky with this inventory, and that being considered, we still only got 876k from killing them. And now our supply costs weren't that high with prayer potions, super combats, sharks, and wild pies. That brought us up to around 230k, and maybe rounded up to 250k if we count for the barrows degrading, which means we got around 600k to 650k in profit in 1 hour, which is a bit better than I expected, honestly. It's not completely trash, and this would be a little bit better with a Slayer Helm. However, I think I actually got a bit lucky. I got a U-Seed and 2 drops of the Onyx Bolt Tips. You could very easily get less than this, and even if you take into account the very minute chance that you get the actual drop for the shield, that still only adds on average like 1.5k per kill, so we could maybe boost our profit by another 67k if we wanted to be really cheeky, but still pretty lackluster. Anyway guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave the video a like. I would appreciate it, and I will see you next time.